Hi guys, Mrs. Goffner here. Hey, today we're going to talk about the range. Now, the range is a lot different than mean, median, and mode because the range is not a measure of central tendency, meaning it is not looking for what is in the middle. The range is looking at something different. It's looking at how spread out is this data. Like, is it pretty close together, pretty similar answers, or is it really spread out? Okay? So it's not a measure. I want you to think when you're looking for the range, I want you to think in between. To find the range, you put the numbers in order from least to greatest, and then you subtract the least number from the highest number. Let's take a look at our sibling data. With siblings, we had these responses, and we found the mean, which was adding them all up, dividing by the number of values that we added, which was 19, and we found that the mean was 3. Then we looked at median, and we said, hey, let's put the numbers in order from least to greatest and cross off a low and a high and a low and a high until we get all the way to the middle, and the middle was 3, which was very similar to the mean. So the mean and the median are both 3. Then we took a look at the mode and we said, hey, what appears most often? And we found that there were 4 1s and there were 4 5s, and so 1 and 5 were the mode, which in between that is 3, so it makes sense. But now we're not finding the middle. We were not going to find 3. We're going to take the biggest number, the greatest number, 7, and subtract the smallest number, which is 0. 7 minus 0 equals 7. So the range of this data is 7. The answers are really close together. They're really in a very small amount of space on the number line between 0 and 7. But sometimes your range can be really big. Let's take a look at the cookies sold by the Girl Scout troop. When we did the cookies, we said, hey, this is the data that we collected from my 6 Girl Scout girls, and these are the amount of boxes of cookies they sold, and we added them up and divided by 6, and we said the mean is 112. That doesn't look like the middle. So then we found the median. We put them in order from least to greatest, and we said a low and a high, a low and a high, and we had 2 middles, right? So we added those up and divided by 2. And we found that rounding that up, 32.5 would round to 3. So the median was 3. And then we looked at the mode and we said, well, nothing is appearing more than once, right? Nothing appears more than once. So there was actually no mode. Now we're looking for the range. This is not a measure of central tendency. This is not what is likely to be in the middle. This is how spread out the data is. So I put them in order from least to greatest, and I take the biggest number, the greatest, 150, and subtract from it the smallest number, which is 18. So when I say 150 minus 18, I get the answer 132. So the range of this data is 132. Now I want to talk for a minute. That is the answer. The range is 132. Make no mistake about it. However, let's talk about that 132. When I look at the data here, what number up here is really messing with the range, like really making the range seem bigger than possibly it is? Do you know what number I'm talking about? Talking about that 150. And what name did we give that number? Do you remember? We called it a certain name. We called it an outlier. She's not lying, but man, her data is out there, right? And that really messed with the mean. Now with the range, it does the same thing because that 150 is so big that when we subtract the smallest number, which is 18 from it, we find that the range is 132. The range is 132, but it really, if we were to throw that outlier out and we were to look at 42 as the largest, uh-oh, my battery's going dead. 42 is the largest and 18 is the smallest, and we were to subtract them, the range would be 24, which is kind of more accurate to what we're looking at here, but that outlier kind of messed with it. Hey, I just want to tell you, you know, I am absolutely making tons of little tiny mistakes in my words when I'm making these videos, and I'm glad that you guys are pointing them out to me because you know I have a sense of humor. That is exactly how I would be in the classroom, only you guys would be like saying, no, Mrs. Goffman, you mean mean, not median. And I did that in the last video, but I didn't want to retake it. Again, I would just think it's funny if on our Google Classroom you wanted to point those things out. That would be something for us to laugh at, and that's what we like to do in class, is laugh a lot. So I am so proud of you guys being here and checking this stuff out and trying. And again, all the emails and texts that I'm getting, I appreciate it because that tells me that you care about your education. And you will never regret caring about your education. So, hey, until next time, I hope you guys are hanging in there and you are staying productive and doing some good things and then also having some fun. All right, talk to you later. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.